What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Classic Chronicles. I hope everybody enjoyed Monday's episode where I talked about my award ceremony speech for the victory games at my old school PS229. Yeah, so if you haven't checked that out, please do. But for today, man, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I couldn't figure out what to do for today's vlog, so I figured let me just give you a list of my top 10 favorite video games. This is, it's very difficult to do because I'm a huge gamer, and anybody that knows me can tell you that. But yeah, so there are no particular. It's not in any particular genre uh, of video game. It's just the top 10, my top 10 favorite video games that I love. Every gamer's list is vastly different. So, man, here's mine. We're going to get a little controversial, but you know what? That's just the nature of the beast. So here we go. Number 10. Uh, uh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Man, just playing that game on Super Nintendo just brings back so many memories, and I can't wait to relive it again when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection, which contains all like 13 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games across every platform that they all came out for. It, over like the classic ones anyway, but I can't wait to just play it again. So many memories of playing that with my brother Gus, and we beat it. We did the two-player co-op mode, and we beat it. Man, that was pretty damn cool. Number nine, man, Fighting Force, the first one. So Fighting Force was another beat 'em up game. Came out in 1997 from Eidos Interactive, same people who made the original Tomb Raider games, and I think they were still making the Tomb Raider games. So yeah, man, my favorite characters to use in that game were Hawk and Smasher. So man, just the sequel wasn't too. I'm not too fond of the sequel. The sequel was kind of terrible. Fighting Force Two. It was a single player game, and you can only use Hawk, and he got his own game, and it was not the first one for sure. Number eight. WrestleFest on the arcade, man. Again, I'm a huge wrestling fan, a huge video game fan, and I have very, very fond memories of going to several arcades, such as the Big Terrace Arcade and the Cypress Hill Pool Arcade, and just pumping many quarters into that game, and just love playing it. I didn't get a chance to download it when it came out on PlayStation 3. By the time I heard about it, they had discontinued it in the stores, in the PlayStation store. So I was pretty bummed about that. Would have loved to own that on PlayStation 3. Um, number seven. Um, Number seven, man. Super Mario Brother, no, Super Mario World, I should say, for Super Nintendo. My cousin Stephanie and I used to love playing that. Just going to the different worlds, and that was the first game that introduced Yoshi, so that was pretty damn cool. And then it's fun to sequel Yoshi's World later on, but Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, pretty damn awesome. Number six, Street Fighter Alpha 2. Man, I know everybody's looking at me. Hey, why are you not going with the original? Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter 2 Turbo, but no, Street Fighter Alpha 2 for me was it was a little bit of a deviation from the original Street Fighter formula. You had Akuma on the cover, Ryu and Akuma on the cover, and facing off, and that that opening cinematic is pretty epic, even by Super Nintendo standards. And I got a chance to replay the Street Fighter Alpha series on the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. So if you are a huge Street Fighter fan and you want all of those games, man, just go back and get get yourself the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection on PlayStation 4. It's really really cool, and I'm glad I own it. It was a very good pickup for me. Uh, Number what was that? Number six. Okay, so no, number five actually. We're going into the top five, and so top five, man. Uh, Going in at deep waters here. Top five. NBA Street, the original one on PlayStation 2 came out in 2001, man. That was the first game I ever played on PlayStation 2 before I ever owned a PlayStation 2 of my own. My buddy Steve had a PlayStation 2, and he was going away for the weekend, and I remember him telling me that he had a PlayStation 2, and I begged him to let us borrow it, and he did. And so that's why I fell in love with it. I've never, I've never gotten bored with that game. I've played countless games with it that weekend, and I never got bored. And when I got a PlayStation 2 for my birthday later in 2002, I just went to town on that game, man. It is such a classic. If you love NBA Jam, you'll love NBA Street. It's just a classic. Nobody can. Those basketball games were awesome. And number four, another EA Sports game, man. Def Jam Fight for New York. And people are gonna say, "Oh, why are you not choosing Def Jam Vendetta?" And if I was doing a top 20, it would definitely be in my top 20. But Def Jam Fight for New York, which was the sequel to Def Jam Vendetta, came out in 2004, and it was just a very very good game. Not only did you have various styles of it's rap and wrestling, so and you had various styles of fighter in in the game. So rather than just being this linear wrestler with a bunch of moves, you were a kickboxer, a wrestler, a street fighter, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So and then you had interactive stages and the weapons, and the roster was cool. Snoop Dogg being the boss of the whole game, and you got to throw him out the window at the end to kind of beat the story mode. It's pretty damn cool. I still have my copy of Def Jam Fight for New York, and I'm not giving that up. And I know they're going for a pretty penny right now online. So don't come to me if you're looking for a copy of the game, because I ain't giving it up. Uh, number three, man. Let's go back a little bit. WWF No Mercy on the Nintendo 64, dropped in November of 2000. Man, probably, and this is, like I said, is going to be very controversial, but probably the greatest wrestling game ever. I know people might debate me with SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, which came out 4 years after that on PlayStation 2, but and that's pretty great up there. But WWF No Mercy had it all. It was the sequel to WrestleMania 2000, which came out a couple of months earlier or something like that. I don't remember the exact timeline, but man, just the graphics and the moves, it was just revolutionary for its time, man. And here's a little fun fact about that: it was supposed to get a sequel, WWF Backlash, on the Nintendo 64. It was supposed to come out, but it never ended up happening. I'm sad about that. But there are plenty of mods out there that can simulate what could have been. Um, Number two, number two. This is number two. Let's think. I know I should have had this mapped out, but this is kind of spontaneous. So number two for me would probably be Sonic Sonic Two, Sega Genesis, man. Can't forget it. Love love Sega Genesis. My Sega Genesis, I still have it. I think it's in my basement, and it is. I remember just 1992 playing with my brother, and we had a lot of fun with it. Love Sonic and Knuckles 2 that came out after Sonic 3. But and my number one favorite game of all time. Man, my number one favorite game of all time. Probably. Oh, yeah, number one favorite game of all time. Marvel versus Capcom 2. Man, just so many memories of playing it. First time I got to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was on my buddy Steve. Here we go again. On my buddy Steve's Japanese Dreamcast. He had a jailbroken Japanese Dreamcast, and he had the Japanese import of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I remember playing it and just being blown away. You know, 60 characters and across all genres. You know, from Street Fighter to Dark Stalkers to and everything else in between. Battling your favorite Marvel superheroes. You know, Spider-Man, Venom, Wolverine, Storm, all the X-Men. I'm not gonna tell you my go-to team because everybody. Yeah, screw it. I'll tell you my go-to team. You know, if you want the smoke, you know, and if you have a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, come see me. So my go-to team was Jin, Ken from Street Fighter, and Cable. Always had to have Cable on your team. As for me, it was a must because to be the best, the final boss in the three stages, it's so when you have Cable on your team, it's so easy to beat him because you have the Hyper Beam. And yeah, it was just a fun time. My brother used to whoop my ass, but as I got better at fighting games, I started whipping him, and we used to get competitive. And like I said, man, if they come out with a remake, I'm all over it. Got the chance to play recently because my little sister Zaleska, who's a really big fan of the game, she actually had a copy on. And she bought her PlayStation 3 over, and it was backwards compatible. So she actually ended up, we actually ended up going at it, and she's pretty damn good. And also honorable mention to X-Men versus Street Fighter because, man, that game is so hard to find now. But I got the chance to play it recently when I was hanging out with her at our big sister Carmen's house. That was a pretty fun time. Shout out to both those ladies. And yeah, man. So that is my top 10 favorite video games of all time. And like I said, the list is probably a little bit controversial, but you know what? It is what it is. Your list is not my list. If you're a gamer, let me know down in the comments what your favorite games are, and we can have a spirited debate. But as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.